Can you believe this entire setup cost me only $100 on Amazon? Yep, just $100 and I finally got proper ambient lighting in the 750, and it completely changes the way the car feels inside. This is the one I chose, and it's not the first time I'm using it. I've done it before on a different car. They were pretty good, so that's why I chose to buy it again for the 7 Series. As you can see, in the box you get some instructions if you want to follow, but you don't really need them because it's very straightforward. You have a total of 5 controllers. One is the main controller that needs to go under the dashboard, and 4 for each door, but they don't need to connect with each other through any wires, they just work wirelessly. I went for the 14-in-1 kit because it gives me 6 LED strips that I can use, 2 on the dashboard, 1 on each door, and then it gives me 4 extra LEDs that I can use for the speakers and also 4 LEDs for the footwell. Before starting on this project, it's definitely a good idea to check if the package has everything you need, because you don't want to be stuck mid-project finding out you don't have something that you need. And definitely you need to check for any damaged wires or disconnected wires, because it can happen, and definitely a very good idea to just check if everything lights up properly before even starting the project. To do that, you need to grab the main controller, connect the wires to it, and bring a 12-volt power source so you can power the whole thing up. And as you can see, everything works just fine, so we can go ahead and start taking the door cards out. On the 7 Series, it has a pin under the handle, and that needs to be pushed in before you can pry out the plastic cover. The entire door panel has only 3 torque screws that you can find under this plastic cover, and the rest of it is held in place by plastic clips. Now you might be wondering why I'm cutting the plastic grill off, and the reason is to have the most light come out and the cleanest look possible for the speaker. When installing these light strips, I recommend you pay attention to what you're using and be as gentle as possible because they could be damaged quite easily. I've painted the cone speaker white because the colors will show more clearly on a white surface than a black. And as you can tell, it already looks way better even with no ambient lighting on. Now both LEDs are connected to one subcontroller, and this needs to be glued to the door card. With all of that done, now it's time to find the power source on that particular door. And in this case, I'm using the power source that feeds the ambient lighting that this car had from the factory. It's not very powerful, but it did have ambient lighting from factory. So I used the multimeter to find the 12 volt source out of the 3 wires, and that's where I'm connecting everything to. Now the subcontroller doesn't work on its own. The main controller needs to be connected as well, and that sends the signal to the subcontroller, and this way they both work at the same time. So now we have to take care of the dash part and connect the main controller to a power source here. And I'm gonna use the same thing, the ambient lighting that this car has on the footwell. So everything lights up at the same time. The kit comes with double-sided tape that you can use, but in my opinion that's no good, and you should just use little points of super glue, and that's gonna hold it in place, and it can also be removed, but make sure you don't drip any super glue on the surfaces that you will have visible, right? Now the main controller needs to be placed in a position where you can reach with the footwell wires and also the 2 dash strips, and in my case it's under the steering wheel. Now with the main controller all plugged in and connected, you can go ahead and give it a quick try and see if everything that you've done so far works. And as you can see, everything works fine. We are good to continue with the rest of the doors. On the rest of the doors it's exactly the same as the driver door. The main power source would be the ambient lighting connector, and you just go ahead and do the same for all the other 3 doors. Now at this point I realized that the light strip wasn't placed in the right position, As you can see on this door, I did it a little bit different and kind of imitating the factory position. And I'm gonna show you the difference between this and the one from the other doors. You can see it's way too far in and the light bar would not be visible. Here you can see the difference between the one that imitates the factory position and the other ones that I did so far. The light glow is not there. And when you look from a sitting position, you will not be able to see the light strip. You see some glow, but very minimal. And when you look at the one that I did with the factory position, it's a huge difference. So that means I have to take out the other 3 doors and redo the light strip. Even though the light strip now is gonna be shorter than it was, it will be way better because you can actually see it. And the glow that comes from it makes a huge difference. But as you expect, when you put it all together and then take it apart, something is bound to go bad. And it did. As you can see, one of the light strips is completely broken. And I've tried to solder it together and that does not work at all. Now you might be wondering, how did this happen? And I knew about this, but I just forgot on one of the doors. The trim plastic that goes over it, it has a small plastic tab that needs to be broken away so this doesn't happen. Now the good news is that you can order just one light strip if you want from the same seller and they will deliver it to you as quickly as possible. And I love that. So I did, and it's all sorted. Now let's have a look at the end result. I have to say, this looks way better than it did before. Some people might like it, some people might not, but for me, this improves a lot the feel of the car inside, especially in the nighttime. And as you can see, there's lots of modes you can choose from. And if you want to install one of these ambient lighting kits in your car, there is a link in the description. You can order it, it will arrive really fast, and I'm sure you're gonna be happy with the product. Even though it has all of these options, I'm probably gonna go for just the orange during the nighttime because that doesn't bother your eyes as much. I hope you enjoyed this project and I hope that I inspired you to try this as well. Thank you very much for watching, and if you liked the video, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey.